Okay. Oh, okay. It's nothing. It's fine.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Nothing. No, it's just we're goofing. We're just goofing around a little bit.
Goof. The whole big goof thing.
Just jokes. Just jokes, people.
Everybody gonna get that reference?
I don't know. I think it's like the biggest story that we have. A president of a nation getting shoved in the face by his wife. His
could be.
According to Candace Owens. I almost said Candace Cameron. I think Candace Cameron's on board with Candace Owens, if I can be honest.
Why do you keep following Candace Owens?
I don't know. She follows me, I think. She follows me around with ideas and such.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you know, Frank, but she's trying to liberate Harvey Weinstein, and I can't think of a better initiative to get behind.
Oh, my God. Is that for real?
Set that human booger out on the street again. Oh, yeah. She had Harvey Weinstein on her show the other day. It was like, you're not guilty of these things. She's like, I don't think you're a nice person, but you're not guilty of these things. Okay, Candace Owens.
What the fuck is going on?
Be more desperate for an audience.
I can't.
Yeah. By the way, I think I pulled something doing that. So I hope that
they're shoving a half.
It was pretty. I told Cuddles, I go, this is just for the bit. And she goes, no, it's not.
I love how it's a bit and it's the biggest thing, the biggest story, and yet it's not on the rundown.
No, it's not on the rundown. No, the rundown. Well, because I thought we would just open up by talking about it because it is just.
Did we ever get a reason why Emmanuel Macron's wife shoved his face like that?
He said he was He said there was a playful moment, but I do have a French lip reader who says what she says when they get to the top of the stairs.
The JSABs, because I wouldn't trust that source.
No.
Okay.
No. I only go to JSABs for Russian and Turkish translations. French one's somebody else. But we will share that, Frank. It's right there on the bottom of the rundown. See where it says other assorted topics and such? There it goes. We fit it all in.
Okay.
So much more. Lots to get to because we missed you over the break. Diddy, Meghan, Starbucks, the worst thing Trump has ever done. Brangelina, asteroids are all coming to kill us, and so much more. My friends, that's a podcast.
Much better.
Yeah. How you doing?
The worst thing Trump has ever done? That's a high bar.
No, this is the worst thing he's ever done. I'm
or low bar.
Disgusted with him. I'm disgusted. Let me just say off the start, I did not sleep last night. I was literally throwing up all night long. I no sleep. I got a headache. I'm nauseous. I just ate for the first time in like 36 hours. I don't know if I'm going to keep it down. I don't know. I caught something. I'm very, very miserable. Very miserable. I was going to cancel this, but I don't like canceling shows, and we were off for Memorial Day Monday. So,
you're a trooper.
I'm here for the people. Plus, I pulled my neck doing the Macron stunt. The whole thing. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Man, well, let's see what we can get through here.
Okay, let's do it. So, how are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm going to be good. As far as you're concerned.
All right, Frankie. See, we always like to recap the Diddy happenings, and boy, did a lot happen since we last saw you. And we'll start with this celebrity stylist who took the stand. We'll work our way backward. No, you know what? Let's start from the beginning of where we kind of last left off. The Cassie stuff, the Kid Cudi stuff. There's been lots of testimony both yesterday and today. Every day, this guy just feels like a bigger pile of crap. I don't know how his defense team is sleeping other than the fact that they're just cashing his checks. You know, I don't know what I don't know how. I mean, again, just without the money, it seems like they're just taking advantage of this guy. It just doesn't seem like there's a chance for him to win. Last time we showed you some of the photos from Kid Cudi's Porsche that was targeted with a Molotov cocktail. They brought that up and discussed that a bit more in court yesterday and today. There was a fire inspector on the stand, Lance Jimenez, who told the jurors the arson attack on Kid Cudi's Porsche was targeted with a Molotov cocktail made with a malt liquor bottle and a designer handkerchief. what kind of an animal do you have to be to put a designer handkerchief in a Molotov cocktail?
Who has a designer handkerchief?
Also a good point. Well, I think he made didn't he make handkerchiefs as part of his, like, I don't know. He had a whole.
Did he?
Is Sean John still a thing? Is that a thing in the fashion world?
Can't be doing well these days.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Also, who's Molotov? Is he the first one to throw?
I think he was like, you know what? I'm gonna put. Wait a minute.
I've had enough of Johnson over there.
Yeah, it was John Molotov.
Right.
Everybody who invented something 100 or so years ago was John something.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really
So,
good point. So we showed you the photos there. They had an arson investigator on. I mean, he threw a Molotov cocktail on the guy's Porsche. Can we move on? Are we good?
I mean, that's pretty open and I mean, who the hell else did that? And there's a cat, right? I'm sure there was footage of him in that house and all that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So
Is he denying he did that?
well, he hasn't been on the stand. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Is he going to be on the stand? Is he going to take the stand?
I don't know. I assume so.
What could he say? I can't imagine. Did you like? What's your defense? I don't know what the defense is.
The defense is done. Like they just bring up. They ask awful questions. They just try and trip people up. I mean, every bit of testimony has been so damning towards him. Like, okay, so we know last time I told you that when he found out Kid Cudi and Cassie were dating, he went to Kid Cudi's house. Remember that story?
Mm.
They had on the stand one of his other, I think it was Capricorn Clark. It was a former assistant of Sean. Great fucking Capricorn Clark. What a great name. Sounds like a superhero.
Capricorn Clark.
Yeah, Capricorn Clark is her name.
And Fire Inspector Lance.
So she
Here's some names.
Their names. They're out there with the names. She said that Diddy came knocking on her door because he picked her up and they went to Kid Cudi's house, and he came knocking, and she's like, the second I heard like this metallic knock, I knew he had a gun. And he did. He came over to her house with a gun. It was like, come on, we're going to Kid Cudi's house. So he went over there, gun in hand, barged right into the place. She didn't see him.
Why did he pick someone up to go there?
I don't know.
Hey, come with me. We're going to wait in the car. Keep the car running.
Yeah. Yeah. The Capricorn Clark testimony from yesterday was wild. It was just, there was just so much stuff. He, I think, well, he treated her pretty shitty. He fired her. Then she couldn't find work. He rehired her. He embarrassed the shit out of her. I think he only paid her like 65 grand or something like that. Something ridiculous. Just all this shit that just makes him look like a monster. And then she knew, this Capricorn Clark like knew the abuse was going on with Cassie because she was pretty close with Cassie. But you know, they asked her like, why did you cover up for him? And she's like, I'm a single parent. My kid's on the spectrum. She's like, I need work. I need to work. She's like, this is the only job that I've had doing marketing for like, I was one of his companies. I forget which one. But basically, you know, she was just like, you know, and he was only paying her 60 grand to be the like the assistant. Like, it's fucking crazy.
How does this? Yeah, this is like this story. Every day, there's more to it, and it gets crazier and crazier.
Yeah, and he knew, like he knew that she had, like, she was in a compromised position with her child and all the things that she had to deal with, and he only paid her 60 grand. I mean, it goes back to like when we talk about Epstein. Like, these predators, they know who to target, who to, you know what I mean? Like,
vulnerable. Yeah, anybody who's, they just went right up to he went right into a person's vulnerable situation, and that was it. Had her at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Messed up.
And then he had, let me see here. Combs' bodyguard named Uncle Paulie allegedly forced Capricorn Clark to an abandoned Manhattan skyscraper at one point to have her take a lie detector test for 5 days straight.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What the
Yep.
hell is that?
His diamond necklace, bracelet, and watch had gone missing while Clark was transporting them. She testified describing how Uncle Paulie came to her home, brought her to an empty Manhattan building where the heavyset man, chain smoking cigarettes and drinking black coffee, greeted her on the 6th floor. He said, "If you fail this test, they're going to throw you in the East River," Clark testified from the stand. Combs, sitting at the defense table, flanked by his lawyer, shook his head as Clark described the wise guy threat, leaving her petrified. Clark said, quote, I was told I was not able to leave until they got to the bottom of this. The terrifying account from Clark kicked off the 3rd week of testimony. That was yesterday, like I said earlier. She went on to say, I mean, I could just keep going on here, but it's just on and on and on about
Who was this now that was
Capricorn
kidnapped?
Clark. This is his assistant.
Okay.
Yeah, he was his assistant at one point. Clark testified to 2 alleged kidnapping incidents, including one in which Combs showed up to her house with a gun and forced her to join him as he broke into Kid Cudi's home. The other alleged kidnapping centered around Clark contending she was forced to undergo a whopping 5 full days of a lie detector test over missing jewelry before being told she could finally return to work. Yeah.
Shit, man.
Over watches where this guy's a billionaire and he's worried about, could you imagine an empty Manhattan building and he's just putting his like
She was just there for 5 straight days. Just kidnapped. What the fuck?
Who's got time for that? If I had his money, I would be on an island. I would be having cocktails. I would be like, why? I don't understand. Oh, okay. Here's the most disturbing thing. This is the most.
Yeah, because he's fucked up. He's a fucked up asshole.
In this testimony, it comes out that Diddy loves applesauce. And the prosecutors were like, does he put it on everything? And the prosecutor goes, does he put applesauce like on a burger? And the witness was like, yeah, puts applesauce on a burger. What kind of psychopath puts applesauce on a hamburger?
This guy's got major issues. That's in there, but he's got some other major issues. I mean, that's a sign. If there was ever a red flag,
yeah,
something's up here.
No,
it's the applesauce is definitely a red flag. And then be careful because behind that applesauce on a burger is all this fucked up shit.
Yeah, no, all the abuse and racketeering and all that is crazy. But then when you put like the applesauce on a burger, just means there was nothing normal about this guy. There was not a sense of any normalcy anywhere, And his mom returned to court today. His mom was there.
Who? Diddy's mom?
Diddy's mom went back to court today, and she was there while all this was going on. What the? This guy needs to be put away like Hannibal Lecter in the fucking thing, and in the he needs to be
just put it there in a fucking plexiglass room.
Yes.
In a leaky dungeony basement.
Yes. I mean, this is crazy, and I know this is getting covered. But I feel like this isn't getting covered as much as it should be for how outlandish and nuts it is. Like when you look at how much ink Kanye gets for the stupidity that he does, why isn't this being covered more? Like that's useless and dumb. That's a mentally ill person just seeking attention. This is like serious,
Yeah, I mean it's getting covered. I mean I'm not watching. It's all over. It's everywhere, but it's not. As like the details are insane. I mean, these are crazy. This is some crazy shit coming out, and I can't imagine sitting there as as his lawyer, being
Right.
like, "Holy shit! How are we gonna? What is the defense? I don't understand what they're. I guess their only move is to try to discredit all of these witnesses. Which, how do you even begin to do that? To discredit how many? I don't know how many there are, but there are a lot of witnesses that
Oh,
they
we're like
keep
on
bringing.
7 or 8 right now that are like, this guy's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all 8 of them are crazy and unreliable. What?
hmm
This is nuts. This is getting crazy.
Capricorn Clark also told jurors yesterday that Cassie Ventura once floated the idea of dating fellow rap superstar Jay-Z, Diddy's close friend and collaborator, dating back to the 90s. Though they believe she made the comment in jest. Clark testified about the conversation in which she warned Ventura to move away from Combs, who physically abused her for years. Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, asked Clark, "You told Cassie you should move away from him and date other people, right? And she said to you that Jay-Z was taken, who she would date." True, Clark replied. "She said that," Agnifilo pressed. "She did," Clark responded. Combs' lawyer name dropped Jay-Z in his final question to Clark before she left the stand on Tuesday afternoon. Jay-Z obviously been married to Beyonce since 2008, but we know Jaguar Wright, who's been really vocal about all this stuff, who I think is like a little nutty, but again, who was the person who was like, hey, these people are just doing awful things. Jaguar Wright contends that Jay-Z is the one who is like masterminding everything. And she is saying and has said in several interviews that Jay-Z set up Diddy to take this fall.
So she thinks that Diddy, I mean, all these parties and shit, but she thinks that, I mean, masterminded what, the parties, the
Yeah, I don't know about the part. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know what. I guess just the criminal enterprise of hip hop and fashion and whatever other industries they're in. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, because what Diddy is, all the shit he's being accused of is like abuse, kidnapping, all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
How does Jay's? I mean, is she right? Is she wrong? I have no idea. But I'm trying to figure out, how do you have someone? How do you mastermind someone else doing those things? I Maybe she's talking about a bigger picture.
Maybe, but she's always been that crazy, like conspiracy theory kind of a person,
Hmm.
you know. Um, the judge denied a long shot from Diddy's again because you asked me before, what are they doing? They tried to get the judge to move for a mistrial over destroyed fingerprints tied to Kid Cudi's home break-in, but the judge denied that. So
Yeah, yeah. Let's throw out this whole thing because there's one tiny little piece of evidence. Is yeah, I could see the judge being like, no,
like, give
nice
me a
try.
break. Yeah, but I guess that's what they're there for, right? That they can catch a technicality and
Could you imagine all this shit over how many decades gets thrown out because of one little mishandled piece of evidence?
yeah. Well, uh, Cosby, Weinstein, right? They've all, I mean, Weinstein won on appeal, uh, but he has to do a retrial. But Cosby got off, right, on a technicality. So
Yeah, but it wasn't a mishandle. It was a technicality, but it wasn't like a mishandled piece of, like someone fucked up. I mean, someone did fuck up, but it was an
yeah,
intentional fuck up. Someone, like, it wasn't because a cop handled something without gloves or something. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It was because a stupid prosecutor or whoever made a deal that I'll never understand what they got in return for that. I don't even know.
no, that's a whole. But let that piece of shit rot wherever the hell we haven't heard. Remember, he went back out on tour after that. I
For
don't.
like 5 minutes, he did a couple of shows. Yeah.
Yeah, who's going? I don't know. Candace Owens will be there. She
Yeah.
loves those people.
Yeah.
She can get some
Unreal.
attention. She can get some clicks. She'll be there in a second.
Yeah. After all this shit that's come out, how do you still look at these people and go, yeah, go Cosby? What?
Yeah, it's a fucking crazy. Although we live in a crazy time where I feel like I don't know, this is the wrong time to bring this up. I feel like we're on the cusp of just, we've talked about this before, between AI and robots and flying cars and all that. I feel like we're just on the cusp of just a massive shift in society. And I think people sense it and they're kind of like, I'm going to just act the way I want to act. And I don't care what the consequences are. I just, this is who
Mm,
I am, and that's the end of it. And I also think it is a little backlash against liberals for just constantly toting over people to be morally superior than them. I think a lot of it has to
Well,
do with that too.
no, yeah, come on, no. I mean, a lot of this is. I mean, you can't look at something like Cosby or Diddy or Weinstein and go, "Oh, it's liberals being over dramatic." That's insane behavior and predatory nut jobs. This is not liberals doing.
No,
This is
not those
criminal
things.
behavior. These are criminals.
Yeah, no, not those things. I'm just saying in general, I think people are, people are using that excuse of like, this isn't my fault. I mean, like, look at Diddy. He's in there fighting court every day. He's
Yeah,
got his
but
mom
what is he
showing up.
blaming it on? What do you mean? So you think Diddy's going to blame it on what liberals? He's for the shit. You can't blame.
Elizabeth Warren in particular. That's what I
Oh
think.
you can't blame abusing women and kidnapping and all these crazy charges and abuse of. I don't even know. Is there minors involved in these things and the Diddy stuff? Has that been
Um,
brought up?
well, Justin Bieber.
I mean,
That,
yeah, you can't blame all this on liberals. Sorry.
yeah. Christella, Cosby is evil. Embarrassed. I once liked and respected him. Christella, I got a photo with him once. It was like the highlight of my life.
Who didn't? He was wasn't he like America's
He's America's dad.
dad?
Yeah, he's
America's dad.
America's.
Yeah. Everybody liked him. Who didn't? Who didn't? Well, and then of course, how did you not? He was hilarious. Decades. He had stand-up comedy. He had a bunch of shows that he was on. He was loved.
Yeah, yeah, he was.
And then he turned out to be a monster. What do you know?
And I think honestly ruined my prize celebrity photo collection because he was on top, and now I can't use that for anything anymore. So,
Delete.
Flying White member for 16 months. I think he's bought like
Hey,
16,000 memberships for people. He's been
why and
unbelievable.
why? Generous son of a bee.
Yep.
Preach.
One of our faves. Don't forget, we do have a giveaway for members only. It's in the members only area. If you haven't entered to win yet, Friday is your last day to get in. We're going to give away multiple prizes that we got, some new little like swag that we got that we'll give out to the members only. So if you haven't joined, join now. You can do so for $2.99 and still get in on the contest. You have until Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Some lawyer speak there for everybody. How about that?
That's a lawyer speak.
Yeah, they have disclaimers.
Yeah.
Celebrity stylist Deontay Nash, Frankie C, recounted the time he and his close friend Cassie Ventura went to a gay club in Los Angeles around 2013 with British singer-songwriter Adrian Balloon Houghton and Rita
What?
Ora. Oh, let's just focus on Rita Ora. I don't know who that other person is. Ventura got a call from Combs, whom Nash heard on speakerphone tell her she better get her ass to his house. Ventura started to panic. She just packed her stuff and went to his house. The stylist who worked for Combs for a decade said this was one of two times that Diddy founder told Nash and Ventura they needed permission from him before going out.
Man,
Control freak. Does that actually work? I'm going to text Cuddles, be like, you need permission from me before you leave this house. See what happens.
you know that shove you got at the beginning of this episode? Closed fist.
I'll never forget the time. Like, couples do like that play fighting, and I was like, I punched my arm, and she punched my arm, and I was like, we're not going to play this ever again.
This was a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. Cannot be crying in front of you this early in the relationship. Yeah. Where was I here? Blah 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 blah.
Hairstylist was saying that Diddy.
Yeah. Okay. Nash recounted Combs saying, "Bitch, didn't I tell you to answer the phone?" You could just hear him saying that, right?
Sure.
The stylist added that he grabbed her by the hair and pulled her off the couch and started hitting her. The alleged ordeal, which unfolded as Ventura was preparing. This is another time, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm just skipping through my notes. Ventura was preparing to leave for Drake's OVO Festival in Toronto. And this took place in front of a handful of others. Nash, who was Ventura's longtime stylist, was on the stand for a large chunk of the day. Told jurors that Combs tried to control every aspect of Cassie's life. He once forced the singer to come home from the nightclub. The celebrity stylist told the jurors that when they got back, she starts panicking. She's packing up everything, right?
Right.
He says, then Combs called back and he talked to me and told me that we were wild. Right. So we were wild and that he thought he told us not to be going out since every time I go out, that bitch want to go. So basically he was saying because he was going out, she wanted to go with him. So he needs to stop wilding.
What?
Nash needs to start wild. He was basically blaming the stylist, saying, you're going out and she wants to go out with you. So you got to stop, is what.
So you can't go out anymore.
Right.
What the fuck is this guy, man?
Yeah.
The fucking doesn't end with this asshole.
Yeah. He also worked for Combs from 2008 to 2018 and said, let me see here. Combs threw me on the car and started choking me out. He testified at one point earlier today of the incident that allegedly took place in 2013 while Ventura was shooting a music video for her song, I Love It. As Ventura's stylist, Nash said he had to repeatedly seek approval from Combs for her outfits and appearance. He alleged that Combs once put his hands on him before the 2014 Vanity Fair Oscar party after the rapper blew up because Ventura had opted to wear her hair down. Nash said she looked bomb. Her hair was long, alleging that a fuming Combs told him, I thought I told you to keep her hair up.
The fuck, man?
Combs then grabbed me by my jacket and lifted me up, he testified. Once Nash had pinned Ventura's hair up, he said Combs declared, I was right. It looks better that way. That's unbelievable.
Just lock this guy up, man.
Right? We just don't need Diddy out in the world. The music is not this good. Let me just say that. You know? So, yeah, I think that's enough of the Diddy stuff, right? Because
he's a garbage. Let's move on.
I think that was really the only the highlights today. There was another time that he said that I told you about that one. Okay, I think that's everything. I'm sorry. Everything I got scribbled down here.
Yeah, that's enough to begin with.
Yeah. Deontay Nash is expected to continue testifying tomorrow. That's the last thing I wanted to mention. Okay.
There's only like a couple of weeks left of this thing, right? Maybe 1 week?
No. There's more than that. We're only 3 weeks in.
I thought it was, is it 1 month or two?
Two. They're saying around 2 months.
Right, yeah. 2 months.
Well, they said 4 to 6 weeks, so I guess it could be over next week.
All right.
I don't know. Update on the Meghan Markle story for you, Frankie C, because, you
gotta.
Fuck her, right?
You can't stop.
Nope. Can't stop, won't stop. I learned that from Diddy. It's the one thing that you could, unless we're talking about abuse, it's the one thing you could take from him. Remember I told you about the British Vogue editor that she had a falling out with because she wanted the cover and she was friends with him. And then once he was like, you're not getting the cover, that she just dropped him and was like, all right, then you're of no use to me. And she basically flat left him.
No idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, that did happen.
Okay.
Supposedly, according to several sources that spoke with the Daily Mail, It went way deeper than that. And that not only was Meghan Markle trying to get the cover of British Vogue, but she was trying to get the cover of US Vogue too. And I don't know if you know this, but Anna Wintour is like the Vogue person. She's like the Devil Wears Prada girl over there, you know?
Right. Uh-huh.
And so she gave a whole full list of demands to Anna Wintour, like, hey, this is what I'm going to need to be in your magazine. And she wanted to be on the cover of the magazine. She wanted approval over the photographer, and she wanted final edit on the article, the cover, the whole entire thing. And she wanted to be on Vogue everywhere, not just
So
America, everywhere.
she wanted to run the magazine for a month.
For a day. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this just, and I bring this up because I want to, again, illustrate the delusion around this person who people still seem to be idolizing, that she's crazy. Outside of her marriage and her having the first royal children, nobody gives a shit about you. And those two instances should tell you that people only care about you because of who your husband is. You know what I mean? So go away.
She's not going anywhere. I feel like even if they split up, we're not going to hear the end of it. She's going to keep trying to do whatever and be in the spotlight, because that's, she's going to try to be an actress or do whatever she's going to be. I'm surprised she still isn't still acting and trying to break into like movies and stuff.
I think she's trying. If you remember, there was a party, because there was audio of this, and Harry, I think it was like Bob Iger, was at this party, and Harry goes over to Bob Iger or Ted Sarandos. I forget what it was, but it doesn't matter. He was like, my wife's an actress. He was like trying to get her work. He was like trying to like introduce her to an important person to like get her more acting work. But you're right. I'm not surprised, because I don't think she could get anything. She's not marketable.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially nowadays, you put her as the face of something, of a movie or a show. Is it gonna draw? You think? Okay, so let's say there's a new Netflix drama, and she's in it. Not the main character, but she's in the show. Do you lead with her? Do you say, "Hey, look, a new Meghan Markle show"? Is that going to hurt or help your show?
I think it hurts. She's basically running a glorified infomercial right now with this Netflix show. Like they gave her $100 million, her and Harry.
Right.
I mean, they gave Harry $100 million, right? They're trying to recoup whatever they can out of this. When this second season fails, we will not hear from her ever again. And by the way,
you're wrong.
For all the skeptics out there that love her and call me a piece of shit, if her products sold out so quickly, where's round two? How come round two hasn't gone on sale yet? Where's the line?
Has it? Have you checked the website? Are there more products on sale?
I have not. Let's go check. What was it again?
Go to the videotape. What is it called?
Meghan Markle fuckface.com. I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
See, do you think that not that it would ever happen, because I can't see her doing this, but you think a reality TV show with her that would probably, people would probably tune into that.
A reality TV show about her?
The problem with that, she would say no to it, and she would want either that, or she would want to control the whole thing and make it not what it, not reality.
Right.
Like her cooking show.
Exactly. Is it As Ever? Yes.
I thought it was.
Okay, let's see.
There you go.
Selling products again.
Let's see if we got some new items for sale.
Yeah, let's see. Nope. The raspberry spread and the keepsake packaging. Remember the keepsake packaging? Still sold out. Everything is still sold out.
Where do you see sold out?
Right there. Sold out.
Oh, I see. Okay, it's very small on my screen.
Very small. Sorry. Yeah, sold out. Sold out. Sold out.
Yeah.
Oh, raspberry spread says coming soon.
Round 2 for raspberry spread.
Yeah. I guess it takes
More
a couple.
coming soon. Subscribe.
I guess it takes a couple of months to make a jar of raspberry spread. That's.
I don't know what goes into making a jar of that stuff, but
Well, I don't know
does
if you
it?
know this, but opening up a Smucker's and pouring water in it, mixing it, and pouring it into another jar can be very time consuming, especially when
you
you're
find the time to do that. You're not doing that.
especially when you're paying, interns and having them sign non-disclosure agreements and shit like that.
Tell you the artwork isn't. It's all right.
The artwork is not half bad, although I would argue that it's not great either. I mean, the as ever kind of sucks balls.
Yeah, it's generic.
The shortbread, it says crepe mix and shortbread cookie mix. You can read that, but you can't read the script underneath it. What the fuck does that say?
Like, whose recipes are these? Are these her? You think she made them up? No.
Yes.
You think she took, like you think she took an already existing raspberry spread and said, you know what, one more cup of sugar, and now it's the Meghan Markle spread.
Probably. That's probably it.
That's probably what it is, right?
Yeah.
You only have to add one or two things to make it your own.
Yeah. I mean, remember these edible flowers or flower sprinkles, as she calls them? This exact thing with that like packaging is on Amazon. You could buy that on Amazon right now.
Yeah, but will it have the keepsake packaging?
I guess not. And it's also like $7 cheaper for fucking flower sprinkles.
Keepsake packaging, damn it.
Honestly, I wind up not hating the person. I wind up hating the followers. Like, if you're dumb enough to overpay for flower sprinkles, you deserve to be taken by shysters like Meghan Markle. You deserve it.
Hey, if flower sprinkles make someone happy,
great.
Let them enjoy their flower sprinkles.
Can I tell you something I'm a little upset about?
Oh, can you not? I mean, come on.
I don't think
Is that possible? All right, what do you got?
All right, let me see if Cuddles. I need Cuddles to weigh in on this because I literally just learned this. Let me see if she can come on. So over the last 2 months or so, month and a half or so, I've been trying to eat a little bit better, right?
Okay.
Lose a little weight, try just to be healthier. And doing this podcast, you see all this stuff. I keep bringing up, like, we eat like a credit card's worth of plastic, and eat like stuff like that is like blowing my mind, right? So my feed has been filled with all of this stuff that I just consume all the time about use glass jars instead of, Tupperware or something. Like, remember Tupperware when we were growing up? First of all, it's Tupperware, but we all call it Tupperware.
No, you call it Tupperware. I call it Tupperware.
You say Tupperware?
Yeah, it's Tupperware.
You fucking lie. You do not say.
I never said Tupperware.
You don't say Tupperware?
No, that's a you thing.
All right, maybe it's just me. I thought it was.
At least I've never heard anybody else say Tupperware.
Okay. Well, I feel like when we grew up, it was Tupperware was everywhere. Now it's like glass jar. Okay. So basically, the last 2 months, I've been eating healthier. Cuddles has been eating healthier. We've been really taking care of ourselves, right?
Okay.
And she thinks she's here. She'll attest to this. I've really taken to this guy named Bobby, right?
Bobby.
Oh, fucking
way to go, Bobby!
This beautiful, overly thin guy would go to Costco and just be like, and on sale at Costco are these beautiful glass jars and blah, blah, blah. And then have this protein drink because it's got collagen in it and it's healthy for you. Like, so he's going on and on. Bobby has an app, right? It's called Bobby Approved. So I started seeing this guy's videos and I've been incorporating over the last 2 months Bobby into my life, right? I'm driving her crazy.
So annoying.
Because she's like, I'm going to get these chicken breasts or these. And I go, and now Bobby's got an app. So you scan the barcode and he tells you if it's Bobby approved.
every single thing you have to buy at so you're going to the supermarket and you're scanning everything to see if it's approved by Bobby.
No. Wait. He's not going to the supermarket. I'm going to the supermarket, and then he's asking me, "Is it Bobby approved?"
Is it Bobby? What makes Bobby the authority here?
Bobby is a slender,
Oh, here we go.
homosexual, beautiful man. All he wears is black t-shirts.
I
First
can't
of
see
all,
what any of that.
this is his app. It's the if you guys want the app, it's the Bobby Approves app. Okay.
Okay.
And so I've been watching Bobby on TikTok for a while. And right, Cuddles? Like
You have a man crush on him.
yes. But we've lost weight. We've been doing really, really well. And not just only Bobby stuff. Like we've just been doing a good job on our own, like
Yes.
exercising and doing all that stuff. His name is Bobby Parrish. So I've been watching his stuff. Let me bring up his page here for you.
Yes, Robin, that boy ain't right. Dang it, Bobby.
So this is Bobby Parrish. He's got 1.6 million followers on TikTok. Okay. And he always goes and he like explains to you what's healthy. He's in Walmart. He's in Aldi. Like he'll tell
He's
you
in
like
Costco all the time. Like he's not getting paid from that or something. Mhm.
What are his credentials? Is he like he's not a doctor of any kind? Is he a nutritionist? Is he approved by, why are we following Bobby?
because Bobby, okay. I started following. Okay, the first day I see him. Okay, look at this. Look at this cute son of a bitch. He just like he puts his little glasses on and goes into the store and he just
they call it the perfect
reads the ingredients to you.
And I'm gonna give them applause because they
Can you hear this?
Yeah, yes, but you're
Very low, but
stuttering.
yeah.
You are stuttering like a drug addict.
Yeah, you're very.
Olive oil, no more seed oils. The only thing is, it does have 13 grams of sugar coming from honey and 27 carbs. So a bit high for me for a protein snack bar, but still Bobby approved. Great ingredients and a great price. Rayo.
What's wrong with seed oil?
Okay, no, it's not good for you. It's not Bobby approved.
I can't name one thing that has seed oil. I don't know what we're talking about.
So I like I said, he just started coming across my feed, and I'm just like, look at this little effeminate man with his little shirt and his little grandma glasses on, and he's fucking analyzing Rayo's sauce and all this stuff. I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing.
My question is, how do you know that?
Because
he's reading the ingredients, sure. But
yeah, but all the things that he is saying, like it's been backed up, like just certain, it started with like a protein powder. Like he'd be like, here's what you want from a protein powder. Here's what you don't want from a protein powder. And then you go look at some of these like protein drinks and they're filled with the most horrible stuff for you. Like things that are just either not good for your gut health or worse than the thing that you're trying to substitute it for. Right. And like losing weight is a difficult thing. And with all the stuff out there that appears to be safe, like I saw this guy and I'm like, this guy seems like he's really cutting through the garbage. He's like, here's all the things I like. Here's all the things I don't like. If you need help, use this app. And it's been like really helpful. And it's kind of like, yeah, you know what? If we don't have to have all this glycemine, all this stuff that you start to read about that's bad, like glyphosate, whatever, that's in Roundup, that's the stuff that causes cancer, is like in a lot of foods and in a lot of like dieting foods. And you just start reading this stuff and you're like, what the fuck? This is why we're sick all the time. Like as a country, we're just unhealthy and sick, right? So I just started following him and every little tip he has been great. And then he's like, this is on sale. What a great deal. And you're like, holy shit, this is a great deal. It's just, Bobby has been great. And the app has worked. Like we go to the store, it tells you this one, not that one. And it's like helpful. And you feel
but does
better.
it take you 9 hours to get through the store?
What do you mean?
Because you got to stop at every product.
Oh, yeah. It was. Let me tell you something. We went to, I'm ashamed to say this, but we went to Walmart a couple of weeks ago. So we had to buy the kids' bicycles. And I was like, I want to get a healthy popcorn. I scanned 40 popcorn bags in Walmart. Not one of them was Bobby approved. Not one.
He doesn't approve any popcorns in Walmart. So wait a minute. I'm sure there's a popcorn in Costco he approves.
Yeah, there's popcorns that he approves. He's definitely getting paid by Costco and Aldi, and he's definitely got influencer deals for sure. And he will tell you when it's like an ad, but he also gives you insightful tips and everything.
Does he ever? He says, all right. So he'll go through. Let's say he's got a deal with Costco. Will he go into Costco, pick up an item, and say, "This is not approved. This is terrible"?
Yes. He will say, "Don't get this, but this is another option if you want." And he'll even say, "This is semi-Bobby approved." He's like, because it's got this, this, and this last ingredient you probably want to avoid, but it's better than having like regular soda, for instance.
How does he feel about Snapple?
Oh, he's not. No.
Do you want to hold up a Snapple barcode? And I will. All right. Hold up that
go for
barcode.
it.
Let me scan that really quickly here. Hold on. Let me get my Bobby approved app. See, I got my little thing open. Okay.
This is a new flavor. I'm just trying. By the way, it's peach tea and lemonade.
Oh, that sounds like it's good for you.
It's wonderful.
Okay. By the way, hold that up again the way you just showed the front. Show the front again. Show the front again. This is the worst thing in the world. Naturally flavored is the biggest con ever.
I think we did this like a year ago. It not only does it say naturally flavored, but it says naturally flavored with other natural flavors.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine. This might break the Bobby app.
Right? I mean,
all right, give me that barcode. Show me that barcode. Pull it away from the screen a little bit too.
Hold on.
Okay, let's see if this works over the screen. It might. Oh, it does. Okay, beautiful.
Nice. Technology.
And let me show you. Let me show you what happens. So up comes his little thing, and it shows you a picture. There's the picture of a Snapple. Big fat thumbs down. Not Bobby approved.
Does it say why?
Yeah, he'll give you reasons. This is sugar and natural flavors. Natural flavors, they're not natural. They could be made of hundreds of ingredients.
So how could they actually put natural on here if it's not natural? How is that legal?
Because natural is just a marketing term. And then he gives you a list of Bobby approved items that you could use instead.
Yeah, it probably all tastes like shit though.
Okay. So, and you know me.
It says all natural. What's the problem?
Lies.
How could that be? Look, and it's a new flavor.
You want things that say
natural
fruit juice. Like your juices should have real fruit juice in them, not
it says no artificial flavors or sweeteners.
Natural flavors allows them to put hundreds of ingredients in that item without having to disclose it, and that's all chemicals.
Contains 2% juice.
There you go. Well, anyway, so Bobby also sells his own protein powders, and I wound up buying them. They're ridiculously expensive. They are delicious. Like,
are you getting suckered in? I feel like you're getting scammed. Do we need to cancel your cards and stuff?
Robin goes, Bobby prefers Anthony wears his hair up. Bobby's going to start abusing me like Diddy abused Cassie.
He's got a hold on you, bud.
Allegedly.
Okay. I would do anything for Bobby. I've fallen in love with Bobby. It's clear. But this is a little troubling. The other day he drops a video and I saw something in it that was very, very alarming. And
did he use a not Bobby approved product?
No, but I think here, I'm going to play this for you. Let's see. I think it's either this one.
This is Bobby. He likes to spend his days cooking and putting his stamp on things.
Oh, yes. The Bobby approved stamp.
His favorite places to be are in his pantry reading ingredients, as well as the dinner table, enjoying meals with his family. And of course, we cannot forget his great love for Costco. This is Bobby's brother.
Okay. Now, did you catch there what was a little alarming in that little presentation?
The whole thing.
You're going to have to tell me.
Enjoying meals with his family.
He enjoys meals with his family.
He's allowed to have a family.
Yeah, but he's enjoying it. That doesn't.
No, Bobby's straight.
Bobby's straight. So what made you think he was not straight?
The way he talks, how tight his black shirts are, the old lady glasses, all his mannerisms. Who wants to
Straight
take
people, you know,
who wants to take advice from a boring straight? I thought I had an intelligent gay guy just leading my. I want a pushy gay guy telling me what to do.
You stereotyped him, and you didn't know what you were talking about.
I did. Now I kind of feel like I don't know about Bobby anymore. He's just another boring straight. What's the point? Like when I thought Bobby was gay, I'm like, this guy knows what he's fucking talking about. You know, he's out there bagging dudes. He's wearing his tight shirt. He don't give a shit. You know, he's a little flamboyant. He doesn't take no shit from nobody.
Are you discriminating against straight people?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Can't stand them.
So now you don't trust Bobby? Are you deleting the app?
I'm a
No,
little.
he's not going to. He's not going to. Don't listen to him.
I'm a little like. I'm not as intrigued by Bobby anymore because he's straight. And did you see what a slouch his fucking brother is? He's got like a fat fuck brother. Like he's just another straight guy with an asshole overweight brother.
He's got a nice house. Everything's. I mean, like if you look close enough, I think everything says Kirkland on it. But other than that, it's a nice house.
And by the way, what a groundbreaking thing to do in the gay community to be like, let's stop being, assholes, everybody, and let's let Kirkland have its, like Kirkland's a good value too. Not being a label snob like some gays are known to be. Uncle Glory Hole.
Oh,
right?
You were just labeling everybody with your stereotypes.
I just thought, like, oh, look at this here's a gay guy that's not afraid to be like, yeah, Kirkland, don't give a shit, it's good for you, I don't care what other people say. I just pictured him in some sort of snooty little villa. The white couches, by the way, that I pictured the white couch in the gay version of Bobby too, so that holds up. Man. But just with like his partner, like Rodrigo, and Rodrigo just likes to sunbathe and shit. And you got a problem here, pal. I built a whole story around Bobby, and now that Bobby is straight with an overweight schlubby brother, I'm like, Bobby's not so special.
What's wrong with you?
You got a lesson to learn about stereotyping and thinking that everybody's a certain way and all that stuff.
You don't think he doesn't appear gay to you the way he
I only saw one video, and I didn't get anything straight or gay. It didn't register.
Stop it. You didn't get gay from the fucking video?
Which one? You showed me one video where he looked at
versus Walmart. Which one is better and which one is cheaper when it comes to beef, seafood, and chicken? Well, Aldi has a
dude, look at how tight his pants are. He's wearing a sweater. He's wearing a tight
beef, seafood, and
he's very thin.
That's the style.
He's dressed like
people wear thin clothes like that. It's skinny pants, skinny jeans.
He's dressed like Jerry Seinfeld from the 90s.
Jerry Seinfeld wasn't gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
But there were rumors.
I mean, you are just you're going in for every stereotype.
Well, Aldi has 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef, $5.29 per pound, which is rock bottom. You like lean beef? How about $93.70?
You don't get gay from him with the glasses and the way he talks, the hand movement.
I get Costco shill, but I'm not getting whatever.
And what gay is out there going Costco, everybody? That's where you want to be. Besides Cam from Modern Family.
Yeah.
That's it. I thought he was groundbreaking. And now that I know he's just a, boring white dude having sex with some woman, just doesn't feel as pure. Plus, like shortly after I discovered him, he did a collab with Khloe Kardashian.
I really need some Greek yogurt. I just don't know which one to get. There's so much. I wonder.
Oh, that was Bobby approved.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi.
Oh, I'm so happy you're here.
Khloe
Go shopping
Kardashian.
and learn more?
Yes,
Sure.
I would love that.
What's first on your grocery list, Chloe?
Breakfast.
Look at the amount of protein in your yogurt in the back.
6
How
grams.
about does mine have?
15 grams.
15 grams. Any strained yogurt like Greek style or skyr
Okay.
intensifies the natural protein. But bonus points, how many grams of natural sugar are there?
6 grams.
And mine only has 5 because
Wow.
when you strain the yogurt, it reduces the natural sugars and the lactose
Oh my God.
and increases the protein.
That is the best.
Okay. That you don't get gay from him?
I'm getting a few things here. The first thing is, there's no way she's shopping at Costco.
No, this isn't Costco. This is, I don't know where they are, but it's not Costco.
All right.
It's a good video. Later on in the video, he identifies how many grams of plastic in her face. It's
Wow.
a twist you don't see coming. Anyway,
Okay.
Cuddles, do you feel different now that Bobby's not gay?
No.
No, he's
I don't
far
think
less
Cuddles
interested.
was on board with this before you brought
I
up the other
wasn't.
thing.
Well, I have to do this. It's not him, it's me. So it's not fun.
Are you giving us the "it's not you, it's me" routine?
Yeah, I am.
I do
Yeah.
drive her. I drive her fucking crazy. But this is the kind of shit he does because it's like, oh, Greek yogurt's healthy for you. Yeah, but one is way better than the other. So it's like if you're gonna waste your time painstakingly eating Greek yogurt, you might as well get the one that's really good for you, and not the shitty one. I think that that's a valuable person in society that we need. You
Yeah,
need
but
somebody
it's
to cut through the
it's
bullshit.
hard to find them. It's
That's
so
right.
hard to find them.
And
I
then
have
to
to go
find
to
out
like
probably-
3 different stores to find everything.
And
Oh, I
it
thought
probably
you were-
tastes like crap.
it doesn't. Well,
All
we
natural.
got the Greek yogurt. It's not too bad.
No, I mean the one that's like less sugar probably doesn't taste as good. Obviously,
Mm.
I'm all for it's recently it's like sugar is like a big problem. That's the huge thing. We gotta. It's in general, people should lower the amount of sugar that we ingest. But
I encourage everybody to follow Bobby, even though he's not gay. I mean, I'm holding out hope that he tells his wife that he is gay and he lives the life that I see for him. But anyway, I think everybody should follow Bobby because he's very helpful. The app is super helpful, and it is like eye-opening how much shit you put in your stomach.
Yeah.
That's just, and you think about Cuddles, I talk about this all the time. You feel tired, you're like fatigued, you feel gross all the time. It's like you don't have to feel that way. And we've been eating really well and we don't really feel that way anymore. And it's like eye-opening. It's like you're looking at the world through different lenses, you know?
Puddles?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No, I agree. I mean, it's not easy because like the stuff that's like really not healthy for you is so fucking good.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but
No.
it's like we're getting too old for this shit.
Yeah. No, I hear you. We got to start not going nuts, but reining it in a little, I guess, with all the crap and the garbage that everybody eats, you know.
A lot. I mean, he says only grass-fed beef stuff. That's the thing. It's in everything. You literally can't, like chickens. Certain chickens are filled with such crap that it's like you think you're eating a protein. You think you're eating a grilled chicken. You're healthy. Meanwhile, you're filling yourself with poisons.
Oh.
In America. It's crazy. All right, I don't want to get on the soapbox. This is Bobby's area, but
Are you going to appear in one of those videos?
In a Bobby video?
Yeah.
I would go to the ends of the earth for Bobby. I'm a little upset over the straight thing, the straight issue. But I think I can get over it. It affects me. I don't know. I respected him more as a gay guy.
All right.
He feels more of an authority figure as a gay guy. Like everybody listens to my gay pontificating and he tells you. And like now it's just, again, he's just some other straight, you know.
That could have been his sister.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But he's got a daughter in there. He's probably, I don't know.
Niece. Sister-in-law. Maybe that's the brother's wife.
Boy, that brother is a real fat fuck though, isn't he? He is just like,
That's
I
not
would-
nice.
I'd be embarrassed. Yeah, well, he eats Doritos and shit like that. But anyway, because that's the
Doritos
problem.
not Bobby approved.
Doritos
Oh,
are
no,
not
no.
Bobby approved. No.
I can't imagine they would be.
No.
Is
I
there a
mean-
potato chip that's Bobby approved? It's probably a veggie chip.
No, not even the veggie chip is like
No chip, I'm sure.
He does. Let me see. Here's one where
My friends, they now have sweet churro chips. And if you haven't had them, they're unbelievable. They're paleo, so it's cassava instead of corn. They're cooked in avocado oil instead of seed oils, but they have coconut sugar, agave syrup, pumpkin powder, cinnamon, and real vanilla. And there's only 5 grams of added sugar per serving. These taste amazing, and they're $1 an ounce at every grocery store. They're 50 cents an ounce. They're perfectly Bobby approved. You've got to try them. Cheerios? No.
Don't sound
but
good.
a Bobby approved Cheerios from Lovebird, new at Costco.
So he says there's some approved chips at Costco, some Bobby approved chips. But I'm telling you, do you want to eat glyphosate? Do you want to eat the stuff that they put in Roundup that causes cancer? It's in almost every food that we eat.
How is, I mean, that's so ridiculous how that's allowed.
But here's the other thing too about, like, all kidding aside from the gay and straight thing, you hear these health experts and they're all scary. They're all in these like podcast studios with intense lighting and the fucking music underneath. They're all like, I'm going to tell you how to do this. And they talk for 15 minutes and you get nothing. Like, here's a guy that just goes, oh, here it is. Here, there you go. Easy.
He does cut through the bullshit. I'll give him that. He does. You're right. When you want to, that annoys the shit out of me. You go to a video for one thing, a fact or whatever it is, and it's a 15-minute video, and you get nowhere. You can't find where the fact is in that video, and that pisses me off. Just give me the 10-second thing.
Exactly. And or it's like, oh, I'm gonna get you perfectly healthy. You just got to go to Erewhon, like the expensive fucking, or Whole Food. Like, that's not the way people live. People go to Costco. People go to Aldi. You know what I mean? Like, people go to Lidl. Like, these are where people shop. Like, so here's where you can get the thing that's better for you. Like, how simple is that? This guy should be a multi-millionaire because he just.
Does he ever go to Stop and Shop?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen him he does go to other grocery stores.
All right.
Again, I've only been on Bobby for like 2 months or so.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it's well, I guess so.
That's his bestie now.
Are we collabing one day?
Oh, with Bobby, if he would have
reach out to Bobby.
If he's got 1.6 million followers, Bobby's got no business with it. He does Walmart. He does go to Walmart. He did Costco he did Aldi. Oh, and then that's the other thing too. He compares pricing. So when everybody was bitching about the egg prices, he was like, okay, here's where the eggs are cheaper than the other eggs, but these eggs are better. You might want to pay the extra 3 cents on these eggs because they're better. Like, I'm like, oh, this is practical, real advice. Oh, he breaks down non-GMO and organic. Like, organic is the other bullshit word. It's like organic. Okay, yeah, but it's made with seed oils. It's not grass-fed beef products sometimes. So it's like you think you're eating this wonderful thing and you're just not. It's just all marketing and people like conning their way over. Oh, here,
what are the beef eating if it's not grass?
I don't know. He does potato chips. Do you want to see what he's got on potato chips? And then we could let Cuddles, you can go now if you want.
Yeah, I am. I'm busy. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. I thought she would be more upset by Bobby's straightness, but I guess it doesn't bother her. So,
yeah, whatever is going on in Bobby's personal life is his own business.
It is his own business, but I would trust him. I trust him 99%. If he was gay, I trust him 100%. He'd get that extra percentage point.
Fair enough.
These are the best potato chips you can buy. What I like about Siete is the call out. It's always made with avocado oil. And this new flavor, spicy dill pickle, look at those ingredients. Vinegar, dates, serrano, guajillo, and the chips are coated in spices. You can see the flecks of dill everywhere. And Siete is the only brand that no matter what flavor you buy is always Bobby approved. These Boulder avocado oil chips only have 3 ingredients: potatoes, avocado oil, and
okay, a 3-ingredient potato chip. When was the last time you saw that in a store?
I don't know. What are you yelling at me for?
I'm just saying, like, it should be potato fried in an oil with salt. Like, you can't even get that right now. Like, go to a store, you can't even get the basics of a food.
Well, then make your own chips. What do you want me to tell you?
I think these
maybe this chip is great. Maybe it's not good. What are the ingredients? Where are the ingredients? I can't.
Potatoes, avocado oil,
No
sea
oil and
salt.
salt. All right, that's pretty good.
That's it. That's all you want in a potato. Some people, that's all I want in a potato chip. It's bad enough. It's a fried potato. I don't need glyphosate and sorbitol gumzine.
Well, that's how it's able to stay on the shelf for 3 months.
That's another thing. We've got to stop with that shit. It's just fucking killing people.
I know it's all yeah, we got a lot of bad shit, but well, our current FDA with the health fucking guy asshole in charge is not gonna do anything about it.
Oh, Bobby Kennedy, I think he's gonna do it.
Is he?
I think he's
the
gonna
guy that said don't take medical advice from me, and then the next week he says, we're cutting down the regulations for the COVID vaccine. What?
Yeah, I think he's gonna. Well, kids don't need to be getting that vaccine right now.
The leader of our entire health for the country shouldn't be out there going, don't take my advice on health. Don't take my medical advice. It's like, well, who the fuck are you then? Why do you have this job? Let's get someone who knows what they're doing, maybe.
I think Bobby Kennedy is going to get some stuff done. I don't think he's going to get enough stuff done, which is basically par for the course with government.
I mean, well, when the administration, when it was, I'm going to get on my soapbox, but when Trump was in office, his big thing was deregulation. We're going to cut all the regulations. Well, what happens when you do that? You make shit more dangerous. So if you cut regulations, it opens the doors for people to put. I mean, we were putting terrible shit in everything forever.
That's true.
This didn't help.
But I think, I feel like I'm gonna fucking throw up right now. Just talking about too much food. I think that we have regulations now, and look at all this shit that they've put in our food.
Yeah, well, I remember there were deregulations when Trump was in office, and all of a sudden, a lot of shit started to get recalled, and it was like, well, is this a product of that? Is my timing off? Does that mean that it was his I don't know whose regulations are in effect when these things happen. So it's I don't know. We just need. I feel like the more regulations, the better. Am I wrong there?
Yes, you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Correct. We need to find an appropriate amount of regulations, not more regulations.
I'm saying the more helpful regulations. Let's not wipe them all away. I'm not saying put incorrect regulations in there. I'm saying I am assuming that the word regulations carries a positive.
Well, assuming wrong. What do you think? People are like, let's get these four unhelpful regulations in there.
In my telling of the story, I want to put regulations that actively help. So when I say enacting regulations, I am leading with the notion that they're helpful regulations. So that's what I mean. So when I say that, I say more helpful regulations rather than fewer. Is my point.
But regulations tend to start out helpful or tend to address a particular point that's poignant at that moment in time, and then sometimes over 20 years become irrelevant and useless, but they're still around and still being enforced. It's like you don't have people like we talked about this last time. The guy who took his kid across the stage, they were trying to arrest this guy for taking his kid across the stage at a commencement ceremony. Who fucking cares? Let the guy carry his fucking 3-month-old across the stage. You know what I mean? That they were going to arrest him. We did the story. I don't know if you were.
What does it have to do with regulations?
I'm saying liberal people get too crazy with some of these rules and regulations where you're like, okay, yeah, I guess he could drop the kid and sue somebody, but at the same time, it's just walking his fucking kid across the. I'm not talking
about that. I'm talking about health regulations and. Like you just went on a rant, a 20-minute rant about all this shit that goes into food. And I'm saying the more rules that are put in place to stop all that shit, the better. That's my point. I'm not saying regulations for the sake of regulations or just random shit. I'm saying specifically targeted to remove harmful shit and make everything healthier.
I could agree with that, but we're so broken. We've gotten to a point where these things are FDA approved, and you're like, how? How is this happening? I'll tell you, here's the regulation we need for food. If it increases the shelf life for your profits, it should not go into food. Guess what? You need to make bread that goes bad in 3 days. Period. End of story. Sorry, Pepperidge Farm. Hate to break it to you, but maybe we don't need a national bread brand anymore. Maybe bread is one of those products that should be made locally and shouldn't be held by a bread conglomerate, that is trying to keep a fucking burger bun good for, 19 weeks so that they can see a profitable quarter.
Or, hey, Pepperidge Farm, open a bread store in every town and have your bread. You go to pick up your bread at the Pepperidge Farm store, and they make it fresh every day or whatever.
I love Robin. Big bread. Big bread's the
Big
problem.
bread.
Fucking blame Big Bread. DJ Shenanigans says RFK is trying to do all that, but he still isn't good enough. Well, not in Frank's eyes. Not
No,
in
he's
Frank's
not.
eyes.
He's an idiot. The problem is he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not. He doesn't have he's not qualified for this job. That's the problem.
Listen,
he's just firing into the air, and when you're not educated on he said that there are some vaccines that have aborted fetus parts in it. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know anything about that, but
yeah.
I certainly have my questions about him with the brain worm and all
brainworm.
The bear story was weird.
Put a medical professional in this fucking job. What are we doing?
I don't know if I disagree with you here. I don't think we need a medical professional. I think we need Bobby is what we need. I think we need somebody.
All right, put Bobby in it. Someone who knows what they're talking about, who could actually speak intelligently on these subjects.
Wait, who's the new head of the FDA? The fucking Costco guy is the new head. By the way, how much more refreshing is Bobby than that other fat fucking his dumb fat kid with the booms and all that stupid shit?
Who are you talking about?
Remember the boom guys, the double chunk chocolate cookie guys? You forgot those the Costco guys?
No, I don't know who that is.
You forgot about them already?
No, we gotta see this.
Bless your heart.
All right, Starbucks drinks. What are we talking about?
Look, fucking Jenny's gonna kill me now. Grass-fed beef is worse and less organic. Trust me, bro. I like that. Grazing, persistent broadleaf herbicide kills everything but the grass, except when
Aha! Everything's bad for you, pal. That's all.
Yeah, I know. Don't
you
kill
can't
Bobby
have anything.
No, I don't
Unless
doubt
you
that.
own a farm and you're raising your own shit.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to eat stuff that's preserved on a shelf.
I'm gonna look into this, Jenny. Thank you. I'd love it if you had your own app that had the little thumbs up thing happen. It's just
Jenny approved.
So much fun. Yeah, Jenny approved. But the pesticides are bad. This didn't come from Bobby, but washing fruit. Oh my God, you got to soak that shit in vinegar to get all the pesticides and stuff off.
You're going like this under the running faucet. That's not going to be good.
No, not going to do it.
That's not come on.
Not going to do it. Not going to work.
What about the glue that holds the little sticker on? Is that good for you?
I don't think so.
Probably not good, right?
Why are we putting that on shit that we're eating the skin of, plums and fruits?
Yeah, do we need the sticker? Put it on the stem. I give a shit. Why's it got to be on the fruit?
Yes, thank you.
Fine.
Yeah.
Put it on the banana peel. That's fine. But has it got to be on the apple?
It shouldn't be on the apple. I'm so with you on this. It should not be on the fucking apple.
You want to put it on the orange? Maybe. Unless that orange is going in a drink, I'd say we don't need the stickers. We don't.
No,
get rid of the stickers.
I'm against the stickers. I'm with you on that.
You know what would be good? Just brand it. Instead of putting a sticker on it, wouldn't it be cheaper to put a little
brand?
Yeah, you're just burning a little piece of it.
Might be your best idea ever.
Right?
This might be your single greatest contribution to society. A little fruit brand.
Little brand. A little tiny, touches it for a second. You get the imprint of your logo, whatever the fuck you want to put on there. Yeah. And it's all, there's no harm to anything.
I love a fucking brand. I've never branded anything myself, but I would love to. Imagine getting a little brand.
Just walking around all day branding shit.
Just fucking brand it. Yeah. Just wood. Just like leather. Well, I'd be like, let's get a leather bag so we can brand it.
You're an ass. Now
That
you're
was-
talking about eating health and all this shit, and then you're making leather bags out of cows, and
Well, that's healthy.
I guess I don't know. You're not eating the bag.
I'm not I'm not like, let's save the cows. Fuck the cows. They're here to be eaten.
I guess so.
Not a vegetarian. Summer cocktails here from the Starbucks Coffee Company, which they got a new CEO and now they're calling themselves the Starbucks Coffee Company. I don't know how I feel about
I
that.
don't care for that.
It's Starbucks.
Yeah, nobody's saying I'm running out to the Starbucks Coffee Company. What do you want? That's not happening.
I want you to never come back. If you said that to me in a room, I'd be like, I want you to never come back. It's what I really want.
Has any brand of anything ever gone from a shorter name to a longer name
And been successful at it?
Right.
It's a good question.
I don't think anybody's ever went, we're changing the name Coke to Coca-Cola. Or, it's always, everything's always shortened.
That's true. Yeah. And do you ever hear anybody ever order Coca-Cola? They just say Coke. You got
Coke.
Coke? Yeah.
And then you have to settle for Pepsi. I wish, okay, whatever. But no one ever starts out with Pepsi. No one ever says, I'll take a Pepsi.
I think there's Pepsi people out there. I think they're the
You think
minority.
someone right out of the gate asks for a Pepsi?
I bet you we can find somebody in the live chat right now that's like, I go Pepsi all the time. Yeah, I bet you.
Yeah, but when you go to like a restaurant, do you say, I'll have a Pepsi, or does your instinct go, I'll have a Coke?
I've heard people say, do you have Pepsi? Yeah. Some people like Pepsi better.
Do you have Pepsi? Sure. But no one ever says, do you have Coke?
No, they just go Coke and then.
Yeah, the Coke people who are Coke people will go, I'll have a Coke. Or the Pepsi people will say, do you have Coke? Or do you have Pepsi? They never say, I'll have a Pepsi.
Rhonda says, I've never even said the word Pepsi.
There you go.
Here we go. Misfit loves the Pepsi. See?
I'm not saying Pepsi's bad or that you shouldn't love Pepsi or that even that shouldn't be your first drink. But when you go to a restaurant, do you go, I'll have a Pepsi? Or do you say, I'll have a soda? Anyway, do you ask for Pepsi? Or is it your instinct, I'll have a Coke?
I think everybody says Coke. Unless you're a Pepsi person, then I think you say Pepsi.
I know, but I feel like you have to say Coke and then get corrected to Pepsi. No one's ever said Pepsi and was corrected to Coke.
Look at Bert. I haven't seen my mom drink anything but Pepsi in 40 years, not even water. That's not good for you. That is not good for you. Yeah. I don't know what this means from Shug Glutes. I always tell him to leave my Coke on the back of the toilet. I don't even know what that means.
My guess would be...
I went back and started the podcast from the beginning. The first episode was recorded the day after. I don't know. Okay. I don't know where Shug Glutes is, but he's...
you gotta watch out for that toilet Coke.
Yeah. This sounds like a lyric on a country album. Doesn't it?
I always tell him to leave my Coke on the back of the toilet. And then I hop in my pickup. I drive down the road.
Yeah. All right, Frankie C. Here's the Summer Bliss lineup from the Starbucks Coffee Company. They are introducing 4 new beverages for our enjoyment this summer, including the Firework Frappuccino, the Brown Sugar Strato Frappuccino, the Strawberry Matcha Strato Frappuccino, and the Salted Caramel Mocha Strato. What's a Strato?
Nothing. What's a Strato with you? What the hell? I don't know, but is it like a milkshake? What am I looking at?
I don't know. I like when American companies take Italian shit and goes, I'll just plug it in there. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just a wappa, crappa, frappa, chappa, rappuccino. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just jumble all these words together. It'll sound good.
Did you get up to, are you still watching Curb?
Yeah, we took a little break, but we're going back into it.
Did you see the Shaq episode yet?
No.
Oh, damn it. He's so great.
It's a slow process, but we're getting there.
He goes to coffee. He's like, wait, can I get one of those vanilla bullshit thing? Well, give me a vanilla bullshit. And he's like, you want a vanilla latte? Yeah. He's like, what is that? Milk and coffee? He's like, milk and coffee. Who would have thought milk and coffee? We got to go there. We got to get a bagel. We got to get our milk and coffee. He is so fucking funny.
It almost seems like he's an alien and he's new to this planet. And he walks into a store for the first time, and he's discovered this thing called coffee. It's like,
Yeah.
I get it. It's a bit, but it's he's discovering all these things, and he has coffee. No, go on.
Yeah, totally. I will say the one thing I haven't given up. I love fucking coffee with a little almond milk.
We shouldn't be fucking coffee.
And I would put my penis in coffee if I could, if it did anything for me. And just a little shot of caramel, just a little tiny.
Yeah, I like a frappuccino. Frappuccino is basically a milkshake with a drop of coffee in it.
Yeah, that's not really coffee.
It's amazing.
I wouldn't describe you as a coffee fan, to be honest.
No, I'm not. I'm a frappuccino fan.
Yeah. Are you on the matcha yet? Have you ever tried the matcha?
No.
It's interesting.
Matcha Man Randy Savage.
Oh, that would be the best ever. That would be the greatest. It's interesting.
Step into a Starbucks. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like the great. Dude, you got an ad campaign there.
Uh-huh.
Fucking matcha man.
If we could bring him back to life.
I miss him.
He was good.
Yeah, he was really good. How is Jake the Snake Roberts still alive, but Macho Man's dead? That doesn't seem right.
How's the snake not taking that guy down yet?
Yeah, you'd have thought a snake would have gotten him at this point.
How many snakes does he have, you think? Is he like a big snake wrangler? Does he have like dozens, or is it just one pet snake?
It was one. Well, it kept dying. He had like 7 of them, but it was basically one snake at all times. And he had to carry it with him too everywhere.
No, I remember that. But like now that he's Jake the Snake Roberts. You think if you went to his house, he has like a room filled with snakes?
Yeah. No, I don't think he ever cared for it. He was just like, whatever.
This is just my gimmick. I don't really.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he hated it. Like you think like nowadays, you think like he gets out of the ring and then they hand it over to the animal person and they have like an animal person there. He would just throw it in his suitcase. Like there was no. You talk about no regulations. There was no 80s wrestling. There were no rules back then, man.
That is fucked up.
No, forget it.
I liked Coco Beware. He had the parrot.
Yeah, he was good. And
the parrot's name was Frankie. That's why I liked it.
I forgot that. He would do that stupid dance.
Yeah, that was good.
I still can't get enough of 80s. If an 80s thing comes up on my 80s wrestling thing, I have to watch it. I just
those stories, not even the stories, the characters.
Yeah,
the $1 Million Man. There's some crazy freaking cartoon villains back then.
I'm so nostalgic for that time. Sergeant Slaughter. Remember Sergeant Slaughter?
Sergeant Slaughter. What about the Bushwhackers?
Yeah, why did they do that?
I don't know.
We all did the same. We all did it. We
all did it, but it was really ridiculous.
The greatest thing ever was there was a Royal Rumble. This is where 30 people go into the ring. Like every 3 minutes, they let another person into the ring until everybody's been there, and you have to throw the guy out. One of the Bushwhackers was walking down to the ring. Took him like 10 minutes to get to the ring. He jumps into the ring. A guy grabs him and throws him right over the rope. He starts walking back to the dressing.
I wonder how much he got paid for that.
I know. He was in for 2 seconds.
And if you think it's all scripted, you'd think that he would, give me a minute in the ring. Give me 30 seconds. Give me something.
No, it's probably his idea. He's probably like, I have a great idea. We're going to set the record for shortest Royal Rumble appearance ever.
I got a dentist appointment I got to get to. Can I just, because it's on the other side of the arena, I'm just going to go in one entrance. You throw me out and I go out the other entrance. My doctor's right there.
Well, it's probably to go drink and do drugs. Those guys, I watched the Ric Flair documentary. That guy would do like a case or 2 of beer and like as a relaxing drink, like before he started drinking hard liquor.
And how much toilet coke do you think they did?
Oh my God, lots of toilet coke. Lots. They did coke off of everything back in the day. All right, Frankie, see, I know you hate Donald Trump. Here's the worst thing he's ever done, and I take this as a personal insult.
I can't wait for this because he's done a lot of terrible shit. So
he's done nothing as bad as this, which is allow Todd Chrisley to go free from prison. He pardoned the Chrisleys, which pisses me off.
That's the worst thing for you.
This is the worst thing this man has ever done. He is setting a precedent here that is not where we want to be.
This is the line for you. This was it.
This is it. He's lost my. I mean, I'm still rooting for him. He's the president of our country. I want him to do well, but I'm finding it harder and harder to support him when he's letting the Chrisleys out of. I mean, this Todd Chrisley is the worst. He's Bobby with no charisma. He's just fucking awful. This
The
guy
anti-Bobby.
He's definitely a closeted homosexual. He's got like a little chubby white wife. They tried to defraud banks out of $30 million. And basically, I don't know if you noticed this, but aside from the Chrisley thing, which has been the most popular of his recent pardons, he's pardoning everybody who is guilty of bank fraud, who is basically guilty of what he was
convicted. Of course he is.
Because he's trying to show the world that this is
okay.
It's not even friends. It's like, hey, this person did something similar to what I did. And just to show how much of a crime this isn't, I'm going to let you out of
Exactly. Everything he does. I can't with this guy anymore. It's every day. It's something new and disturbing and terrible every day.
And it's worse when it's Todd Chrisley because he is so annoying.
Do you remember? I think it was at the beginning of this term, or maybe it was the election around there. You said something along the lines of, "He's going to get elected, and then we're not going to really hear about him." But that's it. And I said something like, "He's going to be in the news every day. Trump is going to be the top story every day for the next 4 years," and it's been every day. I don't know how many days it's been now, 4,000, but it's every day.
I was wrong about that. Yeah,
it doesn't end. It's every day is something new and terrible, and he's did this and it's awful. And you could literally take every day and at the bottom put, if Biden did this, blah blah blah. It would be the end of the world if Biden did 1/1,000,000th of the things Trump did. It would be the worst thing in the world. The country would end and it would be all over if Biden did this. Oh my God, the scandal. And then Trump does it and nobody fucking cares. That's the hypocrisy of the right.
Yeah, there's definitely hypocrisy, but there's hypocrisy on the left too. Sometimes he does good things, and you can't give him the credit.
Give me one.
No, I wasn't prepared for this. No, I'm not. I am not very approving of what he has been doing lately. These pardons are bad.
Taking a 400. If Biden had come back from Saudi Arabia with a $400 million jet, everybody would be like, "Oh, it's fine."
No, nobody likes that. I don't like the jet. I don't like these pardons. I don't like the big beautiful bill. Is the
tariffs and the stock manipulation that made him and his friends billions.
The tariffs were bad. The tariffs did. A reporter asked him today, like, "Hey, you gonna chicken out every time you?" And he was like, "What a disrespectful question." He was like,
"Yeah."
But it's like,
whenever he gets a question that's a tough question or calling him out on his shit, he goes, "Oh, you're fake news," or "You're what's the word he likes to use is what a nasty question that is. That's a nasty.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Answer the question, you piece of shit.
There was one other thing that he was doing that I didn't think was good. Not the tariffs. Oh no, the meme coin dinner.
Meme coin dinner. Holy shit! I mean, it's blatant now. They're not even trying to hide it. They're not even trying to hide it.
He's basically saying, "Look at me. I'm doing this all out in the open as if it's an excuse or a reason to trust him." And it's really not. It's not.
He's for sale. The president of the United States is for sale. That's all of it.
I don't disagree with that. And if you look at like Speaker Johnson and his press conferences the last couple of days, they killed him the day he took the jet. Johnson had nothing to say, and they're killing him with
kissing his ass. Johnson is right up his ass, and he's like, "Oh no, everything's fine. Everything's fine."
I will say this too: if you're a Trump supporter, you should be upset because promises were made. And even Elon came out and said this big beautiful bill is disappointing because it's going to add trillions of dollars to the deficit. Instead, he's like, so we did all this work with Doge to try and balance this all out, and now you're going to raise the debt ceiling and add trillions of dollars of deficit. And it's like the Republicans in the Senate are the ones who are speaking out because they're like, I'm not voting for this because it's not going to do what it says it's going to do.
It's also going to kick people off of the health care. It's going to what's it called? Kick people off of food stamps and shit. It's gonna fuck up a lot of poor people and middle class people, and it's gonna make the billionaires richer and millionaires richer. That's all it is. It's the same shit we went through when he was president the first time. He did a big tax cut for the billionaires and millionaires, and he fucked over everybody else. And that's all this is. That's exactly what it is. It doesn't do anything good for anybody but the rich, super rich.
It's true because there's a non-partisan congressional oversight committee that scores these things, and they take all these and they say, here's what we think is going to happen with this, and everything Frank and I just said was very true. They all say the same thing, and they even went as far as to go like, if you're making X amount, like this is how much you're going to benefit, and the people that are making like under 30,000 are going to be paying more, and the people that are making like over 200,000 are going to be paying less in the long term for all of these things, which is like takes me back to the one thing I always bring up constantly, all the time, always, which is just make sure that the rich people are paying their fair share of the taxes, and then
and
you would
never
have
going to happen
more
as long as Trump and his assholes have control of the government. They're never going to be like, okay, we should be paying, because everybody in the government, all his higher ups, his cabinet is made of millionaires and billionaires. And so they're not going to be like, we should be paying our fair share. You know what, guys, let's all band together and give up our money to help America. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So we're fucked that way. But with the tariffs, it's like, look what he did. Look what he's doing with Apple. He said they've got to start building the phones in America. Well, if they do that, it's going to cost them more to make the phones, because they have to import all the materials. If they do it where they want to do it in India or wherever, I think it was in India, if they want to build their factories in India, it's going to cost them. It'll cost them less to make it, and we get the phones for whatever. But since Trump is like, no, you have to do it here, or we'll put in tariffs on you, 100%, whatever the percentage of tariffs. So the two options are: one, they build in India and they get tariffed, and the price of the phone goes up; or two, they build here in America and they have to import products, and the price of the phone goes up. So both instances, the phones are going up. So, and they're saying, experts are saying that if you paid $1,000 for your iPhone, be prepared to pay now $3,000.
Yeah, because not everything should come back here. I agree that some manufacturing should come back. Like, you want us to build a fair amount of cars, produce steel,
but it should be
things like that. Air conditioners, great.
Some stuff we do. We want jobs here. I get it. We want to build stuff here. Fine, but so you can't build everything here. You can't have 100% of the product. He's saying, "Oh, we lost $1 trillion to China." No, we trade with China, and we spent $1 trillion for a product. That's not the same thing as losing $1 trillion. He doesn't understand.
Right, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong when it comes to the inefficiencies of our trade arrangements with China, which, by the way, he also made last time around. Didn't he make a trade deal with China in his first term? I believe he did.
What was the deal?
I forget what it was, but he came to an agreement with China over our trade arrangements with China have not been good since Reagan. Like, it's always been
What are they?
lopsided.
How do we know?
We just know. You just know. I mean, if you look at it, you study this thing. I mean, they make everything. They make it for cheap. We buy it. They don't take a lot of stuff back from us, which is always what you want. Like, a good trade arrangement is I make cars, you buy my cars. You make iPhones, I buy your iPhone, right? We just kind of, it all kind of evens out at the end of the day, is kind of where you want to be. It's so lopsided with China. And the other big problem with China is, there's several, but the other big problem with China is that they just steal stuff from us. They just steal.
What do you
So
mean they steal?
like Apple makes an iPhone. There was this whole thing about in China, they opened up an Apple store, right?
Oh.
They hired people, they were selling phones. It wasn't Apple. The Chinese people who were working in the store thought they were working for Apple phones, right? Apple, the company here in California. They
Was
weren't.
it okay? Now you can't point to China's government for that. Is
Yeah,
it
you
China,
can.
or is it some guy who opened a fucking Apple store and called it an Apple store?
You can, because and it's not just that one example. They'll like anything that we create here, they steal and make, and then there's no global court you can take them to. So you count on agreements between governments that, hey, if a company in your country steals a company in my country's intellectual property, you will prosecute that company so that there are consequences for that. China doesn't prosecute anything. So Chinese companies steal American ingenuity, not just American, everywhere. They steal from everywhere. They have no IP laws whatsoever. They steal everything. They produce it for far less. They pay their people far less.
Stuff like that should be settled in places like the UN and things like that.
Their government refuses.
But when you have Trump creating a bigger problem, like here's Trump's plan. Let me create a huge problem. I'll say, all right, we're gonna talk to China. Okay, what are we gonna do to China? All right, we're gonna give them tariffs off the bat. His big solution is tariffs every time, and every time it comes back to bite us in the ass because everybody in the world except him knows that tariffs are a tax on us, not a tax on China. Not a tax on
he thinks he's going to convince the companies to come move here, but now he's learning that just like Apple did. It's like, okay, we can't make them in China. Well, then we'll make them in India.
Exactly.
It's like,
and look what's happened with was it Walmart? Yeah, Walmart said they're going to have to raise prices soon, and then they brought it up to Trump. This was in the Oval Office. They asked him about it. Oh, Walmart says they're going to have to raise prices because of the tariffs. He says, well, Walmart should eat the cost of the tariffs. Well, what about when you were campaigning, you said tariffs aren't a tax on us or our companies. It's a tax on the other country. So now all of a sudden Walmart has to eat the tariffs? What are you talking about? Where did that come from?
Well, remember when Amazon was like, hey, we're going to put the tariff price next to things, and he like lost his shit. He called up Bezos right away and was like, you can't do this to me. He's like, you can't.
Why not? Why can't I do this to you?
I don't think it's good.
Yourself.
I don't think it's good.
I wish I ran Amazon just for that reason. Hey, Bezos, keep all the money. I just want to run this one thing.
Yeah.
I'll put all the tariff things right next to it.
I think he's on a really bad run lately. The last month or so has not been great. Again, I gave him the benefit of the I gave him the benefit. All right. See, this is why we can't get anything done. Because
I'm begging you to give me something positive.
Every time he farts in the wrong direction, the liberals are like, "Oh, look at it! Look at this!
Give me something
crazy.
Give me one thing that he's done that's positive.
One thing that he's done that's positive,
please.
I mean, you're putting me on the spot. I'm sure.
One fucking thing. I can give you 400 negative things. You can't give me one plus, one win column.
Oh, the shower pressure.
The shower pressure?
Yeah, remember he signed that executive order so that we can have good water pressure for our showers. That was good.
Did your pressure in your shower change?
Not yet, but I'm.
Oh, okay, good.
He's also bringing back.
Here's hoping.
He's bringing back Columbus Day, which is nice. That's a nice.
Oh,
thing.
Columbus Day. Where? Because that went away. That wasn't.
Well, we've been shamed out of Columbus Day.
So what does signing executive? What does that change? Are we now all of a sudden he signs a piece of paper and now Columbus Day is magically back? Columbus Day has been Columbus Day, and the people who don't like Columbus Day are still going to say it's not Columbus Day.
No, it's been they tried to make it Indigenous Peoples Day, like we needed that on the same day. That's the height of stupidity. That's the height of stupidity.
Why is that the height of stupidity?
Because I appreciate
Columbus is an asshole.
I appreciate that Columbus was a ruthless animal and he did terrible things to.
And he helped wipe out a large swath of people.
I understand that, but everybody was bad back then. If we demonized,
it was bad. Everybody was bad.
if we demonized everybody, we wouldn't have anything. Washington owned slaves. Washington ripped teeth out of slaves' mouths and put it in his own mouth. That's not a great thing to do.
No, it's not. And that could be.
We look the other way on it, and we still keep him on the dollar bill because he did a lot of great things. Did he not?
So what great thing did Columbus do?
Oh, he got up. Listen, he got on the boat and came here.
Oh, he got on a boat and sailed. He got here, number one, by accident. He wasn't looking for it, this place.
Still got here.
And number two, he didn't discover shit because there were already people here. So
the terminology is a little ill-fated, but it was a big deal for the Europeans to jump on boats and get out there in the world. It wasn't only Columbus, and it didn't only happen to the Native Americans. Europeans and Middle Eastern areas have been conquering other parts of the world since time began. That's just the way people
do we have
are.
a Genghis Khan day? What the fuck you want? What are you talking about? I mean, I don't know. Do we have a Napoleon day?
It's just there's nothing wrong with being like, this Italian guy did something incredibly brave.
Take a different Italian guy.
And listen.
Let's have a Roberto Benigni day.
I would love a Roberto Benigni day. Yeah, I would love that. But I think it's insulting to just go, all right, well, we'll make it people's like you can celebrate.
No, nobody said people who wanted to make it Indigenous Peoples Day didn't say it's no longer Columbus. They said it was both. There's a Columbus Day parade.
They could have a day on you could have Indigenous People Day some other day. Why put it on the same fucking day?
Because the point of it was to highlight what Columbus did against the indigenous people.
Why? We don't do that we don't do that to George Washington. We don't do that to Thomas Jefferson. These people did horrific things in their lifetime. It's the same thing. Oh, so that we can't have any past? We can't have anything
no past.
That
we're all done. Fuck it. Start over. I don't give a fuck anymore. Start it over.
See, but this is the problem with liberal thinking. It's you can't. There's no. You back yourself into a corner with some of these things.
Because if we want to highlight and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, we should be able to do it. What if we around President's Day, or Washington's birthday, or Lincoln's birthday, we said it's also African American Awareness, Slavery Day, Slavery Awareness Day.
There's that stuff. We got that stuff.
So then that's the point. It's not like we're erasing Columbus or
no. It is different.
It's side by side.
Some people have taken Columbus Day off the calendar, and all you see is Indigenous Peoples Day on that day. And
okay, so then buy a calendar that doesn't have it.
But it's become this like taboo thing to have some sort of and then they're like, well, just call it Italian pride or whatever. It's like, I understand all that. And listen, I'd love to swap Columbus out for Frank Sinatra, and I'd feel just fine about it. But at the end of the day, it's like, you can have these. Okay, here's another example. The Native American mascots and the sports teams. The Commanders have become there are Native American groups suing to have the Washington Redskins come back because they view it as an honor. And then you look at it and you go, well, why were the Washington Commanders shamed into changing their name, yet the Blackhawks is totally fine?
Nobody said they were totally fine.
They're saying that's fine. That's an honoring, and this is all insulting. It's like, is it?
Wait, which one was insulting?
The Washington Redskins?
Well, because of the name, Blackhawks. I don't know if it's real, but that's not a derogatory thing. It's not it's not like they're saying.
They're going through this right now with Massapequa. That was a whole another big thing. Like they wanted to change the Massapequa name for their team, and it's like if you
I don't know, but
if you
look, if Blackhawks doesn't, it's not. It might be the name of a tribe. Or something, but Redskins is kind of derogatory, no?
I have a problem with this. It's derogatory if you say it in a derogatory fashion.
So if we
You
had
know?
a team called the Blackskins,
that you're insinuating that having black skin is bad. It's not.
no,
If you want to call a team of black skins, then great. Okay, great.
it's focusing on the one part. Why not call it something?
Listen, I'm not naive. I get that Redskins was deemed a slur, but
Yeah. So
because what I'm saying is you have Native American, indigenous people, whatever you want to call it, that are literally suing to get that name back because they saw it as a point of pride. Who do we listen to?
that's fine. If that's where the conversation is, and and the people that are hurt by it are for it and fine with it, love it. If it's approved by Native Americans and they're all for it, I'd sit here and go, yeah, sounds great.
Robin says black. I'm laughing because of pigwidgeon. You don't even know pigwidgeon's in your.
Yeah, can hear me. Hey, buddy.
Blackhawk was one of the chiefs. It was an Indian chief or Native American chief.
Okay, so that's not a slur, and that's not anything.
But they only deemed it a slur. Yeah, because they only deemed it a slur because it's like, oh, this is a slur now. That's a slur now. It's like,
well, referring to someone by the skin color that's the point. That was the problem.
They changed
the problem. If the people that it's referring to are like, no, we're fine with it, we love it, we actually want it, then okay, great. Then,
but there are people that are saying that. There are people that are saying that liberals are only choosing to listen to the people. Again, can I have moral superiority over you in this argument? I can. Then I'm going to go on that side of it. That's the problem with liberals.
Well, I'm all for changing things that are derogatory and whatever, as long as if it's upsetting and insulting a certain group of people and that group of people is against it, I'm with them. But if they're like, no, we want it this way, this is the way we like it.
What if they're split?
Then it's not my argument. I mean, they'd have to settle it themselves. I can't weigh in if it's like if it's 50-50. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, this person's right and this person's wrong. It's not my place to be like, well, this is my opinion. I'm going to give my opinion, but I shouldn't be the one that casts the deciding vote. But if it's
they're doing this here on Long Island because they're trying to get, I think, the Massapequa, I forget what their name is, the Chiefs maybe or something like that. Oh, that's the other thing, Kansas City Chiefs. Totally okay.
Chiefs is not a derogatory thing.
Cleveland Indians was derogatory for some reason. I don't understand that.
Because that's not how they're referred. That's not the name that they're referred to as anymore. Either it's Native Americans or indigenous people.
Well, that's the other thing. People are upset over indigenous people now. They're like, why are we being called indigenous people? Like what?
I'm for
we have to invent new terms.
I'm whatever. Oh, it's a big hassle to invent a word. Big fucking deal. I'm for calling people whatever they want to be called. Whether that's a pronoun or a gender or a term that if it's something, if they said this insults me, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to use that word around you. I'm not going to use that word anymore.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. Yeah, I think
so.
That's
then what's
wonderful.
the fucking problem here? I mean, if it's
a
history, change it. We change shit all the time.
But you look at the Massapequa team; they want to change their name. I think it's something like 16 or 17 high schools on Long Island have some form of Native American indigenous people as their name.
Okay.
I think that's an honor. I think our area was filled with tons
every neighborhood, every town on Long Island is named after has a Native American name.
Exactly. So why are we acting like, oh, this school is doing a terrible thing? Why is that terrible?
It depends on what the name is.
I think it's Chiefs. I'm going to look it up right now. I think it's Chiefs.
I think the point that would be made, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's using a certain group of people as a mascot, as a caricature, as a logo.
That I get. That I understand. Change the mascot.
I think that's the point.
I get that. It's
You
the
know,
cheap.
it's not like you're saying
It's the
you know, it's the Massapequa Italians, it's the Massapequa Mafia, it's the Massapequa. You know,
Hey.
it's
We deal with Mario every day. We got to deal with that Mario and Luigi shit. So I'm just saying.
yeah. Mario does not represent an entire people. I'm talking about if you said it's the Italians, it's the you know, we're not
Name a more popular
a
Italian.
gimmick or whatever. I'm just saying, if you know, you have logos like you have bears and the dolphins and the eagles, and then you have this group of people. It's like, well, maybe we can, you know, not equalize, you know, animals with, I don't know, maybe there's something there. Maybe that there's a, because we have Washington senators, but that's not the same thing. It's a group of people and their heritage. I think the point is making that having that as a mascot. Is that really, do you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
I get it. I don't like the caricature aspect of it, but to me, if the Native Americans were here first, and if you want to name a sports team after them, or a school, or a town, I think that's honoring the past.
That's different.
Not being racist.
I get it, but if you look at the Cleveland Indian logo. It's, you know, you have the what's it called? You know, Red Sox and the Cardinals and the Blue Jays and then you have the Cleveland Indians, and it's like it's a mascot. And then you have the in the past the mascot was a Native American character running out onto the field. You know, it's a little degrading, no?
Wasn't his name Chief Nakahoma or something like that?
Okay, so that's fucked up.
Yeah,
By today's standards, you look at that and you go, "What the fuck were we doing? Are you kidding?"
Yeah, I don't love the caricature stuff.
I think that's the point. It's kind of turning a whole group of people into a marketing ploy or a campaign, you know, or a logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I said, we do it all the time. Like, look at Mario. Like, Italian people could take Mario as an insult.
But he's not he's not Italian guy. He's Mario.
Yeah, but he's like he used to talk like this. See, you know, there
I
was some stereotypes in there in the
There
early days.
Certainly are. But he's one guy. He's not representing a full group of people.
I think he does. I think he represents all of us, to be honest with you.
He's not super Italian guy. He's Super Mario.
I did find it funny though when Chris Pratt or whoever the fuck is voicing him now, we're like, all of a sudden we were like, wait a second, why does Mario sound like a boring white guy?
Yeah, it's a weird take.
People got upset over that. Like, he kind of just there's no accent there at all. It was a little strange.
It was weird, but well.
Everything that you just said about our current president was bad. Still, nothing has trumped, if you will, letting Todd Chrisley out of prison, because now we got to see this fucking asshole on TV. You know he's gonna go back on TV and do shit. Oh, and by the way, he's just pardoning everybody who's been nice to him. His daughter, Chrisley's daughter, was like on the campaign trail for Trump, and now it's like, oh yeah, well, I saw your dad on TV. We'll fucking pardon him.
Yeah. Well,
like,
look,
it's really what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, I'll let you. What I'm saying is, for the Republicans, the wheels are really falling off quickly, and really for people like myself, I think, who are trying to give the benefit of the doubt, and maybe you'll do it, and maybe it is a good thing, and maybe we should have a Doge department, and maybe we should I think I was on the fair side of all. By the way, I still think us evaluating ourselves is a good thing. You wouldn't know that because liberal people were like, well, he's getting his own accounts and he's beefing up his own thing, and it's Elon.
What does that have to do with liberal? How about people who are looking at it honestly were saying
because it distracts from the real message, which is, even if Elon's lining his pockets, there's so much more that needs to be fixed in the government.
So we're okay with him doing that as long as he fixes it. No. You have to have an independent.
He was going to get whatever contract it was anyway. The guy has the only working outer space ship company on the planet in America, NASA. And he has the largest electric vehicle car company in the country. Like, he's going to get those contracts no matter what. They're not going anywhere else.
I've seen a lot. I mean, this is my personal experience, and it's very much not an accurate view of the entire world. But I know that Tesla stocks are way down, and I know that I've been seeing a lot more other electric vehicles out there.
Well, that's been for the longest time. They've all been trying to catch
More of
up.
them, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't. It's just I'm saying that maybe other vehicles stepping up is a good thing, and having other car companies come out with the electric vehicle instead of Tesla being the only thing.
No,
And
I agree.
And if you looked at every liberal, who was saying, no, Elon Musk, bad idea, Doge, bad idea, was also saying we're all for accountability and looking into how money is spent. But it can't, the argument was it cannot be done by this guy who is best friends with the president, who has all these contracts and has conflicts of interest and is making billions off of the government. I mean, you can't, because he's not going to evaluate his own deals.
I know, but
and he's not going to take away his friends' deals, and that's it.
The liberals all value that higher than, well, we're getting ripped off on a daily basis by our government.
What did they fix
for the last 40, 50 years? Listen, they not great, right? It didn't go.
No.
It didn't go all that well. Most of what they found was kind of rubbish and nothing. But they were
and
starting.
They're saying, oh, waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, if there's so much fraud, how come we haven't seen one charge filed on anybody?
That's exactly it. They were starting to just scrape the surface, and now suddenly he's not there, and they're not looking into it anymore. All of these donations that are going out and going to these nonprofit organizations that are just shells for people to line their pockets for charities and things that aren't fixing or helping or contributing to the particular charity that they say they're helping.
Bring on the lawsuits and the charges. I haven't seen charge one since he uncovered his supposed fraud. So bring it on.
You said that like Seth MacFarlane voicing like Stewie or something just now.
It's supposed fraud.
I agree. It could have been done. Like I said, the wheels are coming off. I know the wheels have never got on in your eyes, but I think that the wheels are coming off.
I think it's a good idea to have an audit, an accountability thing for the government. Yeah. Look into it. Where's all the money going? Fine. But it has to be done the right way. It has to be approved. It has to be, voted on. It has to go through the process. You can't just say, oh, my friend's going to do it. Well, that's not the way it's done. Sorry.
Isn't it painstaking, though, to highlight Robin's comment here on how we just continue to take money away from middle to lower class people and give it to billionaires?
All we're doing.
Screaming about it for 30 years. And we can't get it fixed. Still can't get it fixed.
Not only can we get it fixed, it's actively getting worse.
Yeah. By the way, undoubtedly, there's no argument to it's getting worse. Like, there's no person out there going, well, actually, it's not really no, everybody's like, oh yeah, there it is. And still nothing.
There's no, that's the frustrating part. You look at all this bullshit and you go, why aren't we seeing consequences here? What?
Yeah.
You see all these senators and people on Twitter going, oh, you see what he's doing here? This is abuse of power. This is this or that. This is that. And then it's like, okay, great. You pointed it out. Now do something.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Well, I mean, I feel like, and again, it's very early to make this call, but I feel like he's setting up to get massacred in the midterms.
Oh yeah.
And not just by Democrats, but also by, again, those deficit hawk those traditional conservative Republicans that didn't like him in the first place, but rode those coattails because he was the winning.
Good.
If he's not winning anymore, which, by the way, is basically why I think Bannon is like, he's going to be the president again, because they have to say that, because if he's lame duck, people are going to start to turn on him, and they're going to start to turn on him really early, especially if this bill goes on and doesn't help and adds to the deficit even more. Again, you just said it. Elon is his best friend. He was on CBS Sunday Morning saying, I was disappointed to see the big, beautiful bill. It did not accomplish what we were promised it was going to accomplish.
I wonder if Trump has seen that. Elon turning on him like that.
I wonder. It's hard to ask him questions these days.
Yeah, because then you're just called nasty to ask him questions.
It's a nasty question. It's a real nasty question. Yeah, because you know what? He does a lot of press avails. He does the planes and stuff like that, but it's rare that he just takes open questions on stuff, you know?
And then when he does, if it's a question he doesn't like, he just doesn't answer it and moves on. You're a nasty person, fake news. Next.
Or you get caught up in, I really hate when they get caught up in just like the intricacies of, this happened the other day when they were like, there's a white farmer genocide. And Trump held up a picture of a bunch of crosses, which represent all the white farmers that were killed. And he called it a grave site. And people are like, well, the people aren't technically buried there. And you're like,
and it wasn't even the right country.
I'm like, well, that was the other problem. But I'm like, you're getting into a semantics argument here. His purpose is that people are being targeted and being, accused of genocide. Now we went to go find out that, like Frank just said, it wasn't in the right country.
It wasn't the right country, and it was a protest.
Yeah,
it weren't real graves,
according to the person who has set up all the crosses. But I don't know if there's a real problem going on there or not. I couldn't say. I just don't know. I don't know who to believe.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in South Africa.
Yeah,
mostly.
But it does feel like I am, again, a little uncomfortable with how wrong we are getting, like the MS-13 argument with the guy and the knuckles and everything. Like the symbols represented MS-13. It didn't say MS-13 exactly the way it said in the thing, right? But like, why argue over that? It doesn't matter. It's,
That's not, the symbols didn't represent MS-13, by the way. That's not what that was.
No, they did. That's what they represented.
No, they were saying that no, the people who are in MS-13 write MS-13. They don't have symbols, from what I've gathered.
No, I saw that. I saw the whole symbol thing. It meant like the sun and it means the S. Yeah, they do. They do have that.
All right, well, whatever. He's saying. We don't have to get back into that argument.
Yeah, but they're arguing over like the thing was photoshopped. It was photoshopped.
Yeah, that's not semantic. It's not semantic when it's the president saying this is what his hands look like.
Right, because he was wrong. He should have just been like, no. Of course, that was not there. But this is what these symbols mean. That's what he should have said. But they didn't say that.
Said that. No,
and they didn't. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense.
He's a bumbling idiot. What's next? Brangelina. What are we talking about? I think everybody's sick of the Trump argument.
Agree. Brangelina, 8 years. They finally settled the divorce, and Pitt's finally talking about it. He says he's relieved to have that over. Can you imagine an 8
years?
8-year divorce. 8.
God. What the hell? What can take so like? I can't imagine having it. That's an 8-year-long argument. How does that happen? Over anything? I know they have a lot of property and whatever, but like, figure it out. 8 years?
Yeah. So I was consulting on a divorce podcast a while ago, and the person was a lawyer.
No, I'm busy. Thanks. I don't want to.
No, I was giving them advice. I was, giving them advice and stuff. And so nobody wants the divorce podcast can't go on and be like, Trump is really bad. That's not what that's for.
Oh yeah. What are they going to ask you? You haven't been divorced. I haven't been divorced. Why are you consulting on a divorce podcast?
And they asked me what kind of mics to use. Don't make it a big deal. So I go, this one. Get this one. It's good. Anyway, she was a lawyer. She was one of these moderators, or whatever you call them, where she would do it for both people. That was basically her business. But her point was, again, I'm telling you this because it might be swayed because this was her business. But she kind of told me, like, in New York, especially, it's done. Like, nobody, like, people go, I want to hurt the other person because I was hurt, so I'm taking them for all they're worth. And you go back and forth, and the percentage that sways from one side to the next in all this, I want to cause damage to the other person, is like 3%, like it's minuscule. It's all been predetermined by the state, the laws of the state. You know, there's little wiggle rooms here or there. There's little things you can do, yes, but for the most part, you're not getting 75% of somebody's, you know, estimated worth. You're getting 50. That's it. Like it does. There's no.
I know someone that would disagree with you.
I know you do, and a lot of people do, and it gets dragged on. But this lawyer says, she's like, believe you me, like everybody goes into this and they think it's going to be simple, or they think they're going to take the other person for all their worth or whatever. She's like, it doesn't happen that way. And it's the divorce attorneys that wind up filling their pockets. And that's basically why she wanted to change the way things were done. But
that's what happened. The longer it drags out, the more you end up paying lawyers. And that's how you go broke.
But, and it's just, it seems like stupid. Like just get out, just walk away from it, because you're not going to get, you know, the thing that you really want, or that like satisfaction. She's like, that satisfaction never comes, because there are people who do shitty things. They won't sign papers. They won't sell houses. They won't, you know, disclose income or whatever it is. She's like, you can't get away from it. It's predetermined. And, you know, that's it. It's not worth, you know, whatever. Not like it all matters anyway, Frankie C. We have not one, not two, but three asteroids hurling towards planet Earth right now.
Right now, they're on the way.
3 of them. If it helps at all, they're labeling these as city-killing asteroids, as if you needed to feel a little bit better about that whole.
Beautiful. That sounds great.
Is there an asteroid coming? Yes. Is it a bad one? Well, it's a city killer, if you consider that bad.
Yeah, and by the way, there's 3 of them. Great. Yeah. Wonderful. What the fuck, man?
Yeah. This was published in an astronomy and astrophysics journal. An international research team led by somebody not in this country, from a fancy sounding name, is basically saying at least 3. Well, there's actually 20. I don't know if that makes you feel any better.
Oh, good. Keep them coming.
There's millions of asteroids out there.
We're always getting hit by asteroids, by the way. Asteroids are always hitting Earth. Not always, but a lot of it, more than you realize. But they're tiny.
They're tiny, right?
They're tiny, and they break up and whatever, and they're inconsequential. But this doesn't sound good.
They say there's at least 3 asteroids. They name them 2020 SB 525 5222 2020 CL1 that circle the sun.
Better names than that.
They circle our sun in tandem with orbits that come dangerously close to the Earth, and they're basically saying if any other planet's orbit or whatever gets in the way, or if their orbit is slightly, you know, altered by another asteroid or another space junk or whatever it is, that it's going to turn it close to us and bye-bye.
Oh, so they're not headed for us. They have to be altered in some way. I mean, I feel like that's any asteroid.
But they're going through all these asteroid fields and stuff that it's like they're like, it's gonna hit something. Like if it goes through scot-free, like they're like, this can't continue to just keep passing through. Like
I could see, all right, so if it goes through, it's gonna hit stuff, but doesn't mean it's gonna get hit and then go directly for us, or does it mean it's gonna get hit and just change directions?
I don't know. The way they're publishing this in this report is that there's a decent chance, and by the way, decent chance when it comes to asteroids is like 2 to 4%. You know, they're not like 50%.
Yeah, it's not astronomical. I feel like, you know, these asteroids. The title of this article, whatever you're reading, sounds a little misleading. They're not heading towards us. They're out there and around us. But if they somehow magically, in some way, change direction, yeah, anything could change direction and hit us.
Right.
But that's the point. It has to change its direction. They're not heading right towards us, right? It's not like
not these 3. There are 2 other ones that I think are coming close that we've already talked about. But the reason why they're worried about these 3 is because, and I get what you're saying. Frank's totally right. People write these articles and make them sound horrible. The problem with these 3 is they're huge. So even dealing with burn up going through our atmosphere and everything like that, there's still, they say, an impact by these three would leave a crater over 2 miles wide and generate 1 million times more energy than the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima.
See, I believe it, but when they come up with a round number like 1 million, it sounds like someone exaggerating. It's going to be like 1 million times more. Give me the exact number, and then I'll believe you. If they said it's going to be 1,257,300 times the Hiroshima bomb, then I'll be like, wow, that's a lot. But if they say it's going to be 1 million times bigger, that sounds a little made up.
Sounds like a kid said it. I am with you on
Is
that.
it going to be exactly 1 million times the atomic bomb? Because that's made up.
Yeah, that's
There's
a
no
good
way.
point. That is a good point.
That's not a scientific number you're giving me.
All right, so all right, I'm on
I'm
Frank's
poking
side now.
holes in this fucking article.
Yeah, you know what? Who is this person that wrote this paper?
Yeah, where is this article? What?
Valerio Caruba is the scientist. He's the lead research scientist.
What publication is this? Where is this posted?
They publish them in journals. You know, this is what they do.
What
They do
journal?
studies and they publish it. The journal's called the Astronomy and Astrophysics. Astrophysics.
Okay. And they're saying that, all right, yeah, if any asteroid, there are big ones out there, but if it changes course and it happens to change course towards us, then it's a problem. But it has to do that, right?
It's got to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it hasn't done that, and are they saying the odds of it doing that are great, are big? Like
they're saying it's a chance. There's a chance that these courses get altered. Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I feel like these asteroids. There's an asteroid belt in between Mars and Saturn, but there are millions, billions of asteroids in there. I'm sure they bump into each other all the time. I mean, everything bumps into each other, but the odds of something bumping into this one and then heading it straight towards us, that seems pretty out there. Unless they.
I mean, those other two we know they're going to be close misses. They're going to be really, really close misses.
But will they be misses?
Right now.
Then they've missed. As long as if it's a close miss or if it's 1 billion miles away, it's a miss, and it's not worth worrying about. As long as it's a miss, then I'm fine.
I wonder what's going to take us out first, the asteroids or the robots or
the robots. What else? A virus of some kind, fungus.
Did you watch The Last of Us?
I did. I watched it not knowing it was the season finale. Not even when it ended.
Hang on. I'm going to put this up here. I don't think. I forgot. Look, we have this too. I knew it was the finale going in. I was a little disappointed. That second to last episode was so fucking good.
Yeah.
And then that finale was kind of a dud. It was kind of a dud.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be I didn't think it was a finale. It didn't play out like a finale for me. I thought, okay, next week I'll see what happened.
Yeah.
But then I was like, that was the finale? They ended it like that?
Like that.
Weird.
Yeah. That's weird. Because it is no
90%.
ending.
What's that?
It's no ending, really.
Right. 90% of the episode was not necessary. It was a very drawn out for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then the last 10 minutes were good. And then I was like, okay, all right. It was not the best episode, but it left us with something, and we'll see what happens next time. And I was like, what? That was it? They ended it like that? And I feel like I read somewhere, I don't know how many episodes this season was, but I feel like it was shorter than the last season.
7. Yeah, it's only 7.
Was the last season was more, no?
I want to say 10.
What the hell?
Maybe even more than that.
I don't even think there were any zombies in this one. In this episode.
No, maybe not.
Maybe not even. I don't even know if there were any in the last one.
Yeah. And it's like they stop it. Like, well, I don't know what happens to her. Like, the whole thing.
Yeah, it was a weird ending.
Now I got to wait another 2 fucking years to find out what happens. You know,
that's the thing. Phil, like a series like that, why wouldn't they just do a Lord of the Rings and film it all,
The whole fucking thing. Yeah.
and then release it every 6 months. Here's another season.
Yeah.
And now we got to wait for them to film it, which is going to take a year and a half, and then they have to edit it, and then they have to release it, and it's going to be. You're right. It's going to be like 2027 until we get a glimpse of the next season.
And I'm not even going to care by then.
Right.
Who's going to care when that?
God, I hate that. It used to be TV shows had 24 episodes in a season, and they would have, and it would take half a month to a month off, and they would come out with the next season.
Remember those days? Those are so good.
Now it's 7 episodes, and it's another 3 years till the next one.
Yeah,
That's insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The asteroids are going to kill us before we get to the end of this fucking series.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. If I know what happened. All right. I'm going to vomit. I really feel like I'm about to throw up. So I think we got to call it there.
You should film it.
Do you? I hate throwing up.
Me too.
It's so.
Who likes throwing up?
Oh, I don't know. It's so unpleasant.
It's the worst.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Fucking miserable. You feel like $1 million afterwards, though.
Yeah, but that was a problem. I threw up last night, and then I was up for another 2 hours, and then I threw up again, and I just never had that, like, oh, it's out. I've done it. I still felt like I was going to throw up again.
Oh.
You know?
Dude, what the hell's going on? Is it all the Bobby approved stuff?
It might be. Yeah, it might be. Well, that's a problem. You eat really good. You start eating really good, and then you have something. You have something that's not so good, and you're like, "Oh, that was a mistake."
Either that, or you're eating good, and your system's like, "What the hell is this? Get out of here!"
Totally. All right, that's it for us. Catch you guys on Friday. Oh, Game Friday.
Game Friday, yes. Pick up Oval, available on Amazon.
Oh, baby. Get that Oval for the Game Friday. Aaron will be here. We'll see you guys then.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.